Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you and then yo. I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress, no success.
Hello, you guys, and thank y'all for tuning in to the Journey Podcast, where I am your host, Kiera. So excited to see you guys again this week. Oh my god. We're going to just go ahead and jump straight into today's announcements. First things first, thank you guys for tuning in to Talk About It Thursdays on Thursday that just passed. That was our very first episode where we talked about accountability. I got a lot of feedback, and I was excited about that. And so we have topics already where some people gave suggestions on other topics that they'd like to hear be spoken on, and so I'm excited about that. Another person also wanted to go a little deeper into accountability, so I really like that, how engaged you guys are. Y'all, when y'all give me this feedback, I be so fired up. My friends, you all are my friends. I love you guys. And so other than that, if you do want to give a suggestion, if you go on the website, this is the easiest way to give a suggestion. If you go on the website at thejourneypodcast.life, there is a link to my Instagram. I'm always on Instagram. Just DM me. Let me know what the topic. If you don't want to, if you don't have social media, that's fine. You can text the hotline at 770-802-1200. So that is if you'd like to suggest a topic. Also, guys, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Castbox, and Castbox, and that's it. If there's a platform that I didn't name and you already currently have a lineup of your favorite podcasts that you listen to, let me know. Reach out, text me on the hotline at 770-802-1200, and just let me know what platform it is, and I'll do what it takes to get us on there so you can list us as one of your favorites, and you can tune in every week. So now we are airing twice a week. Talk About It Thursdays airs at 6 a.m. on Thursday morning, and our regularly scheduled program regularly why do I have trouble with that? Regularly scheduled program is on Sunday at 6 p.m. So yeah, just let me know what that platform is, and I'll be happy to get us on there. Other than that, if you'd like to be a guest, if you want to be a guest. If you want to be a guest, you can go on the website at thejourneypodcast.life. Excuse me. And you can click the link that says be a guest. That does send an email to me at Key, the host at thejourneypodcast.life. It sends an email where you can just let me know, hey, I want to be on the show. Right now, guys, we're only utilizing the virtual option, just because I have to get some more equipment so that we can record live, and maybe a set place that we can record live. So wherever you are, then I can set up something like that. But for the most part, it's just the equipment. So we'll do virtual guests for now. I'm working on it. I'm working on one person. What a bunch of kids. so that's that part. Also, yeah, you can text the hotline. Please text your name, guys. And guys, please only utilize the hotline for podcast purposes. The hotline is not to text me and ask me what am I doing, what am I getting into, or anything like that. If you know my personal number, use it for that. That's why I have two separate lines. So the hotline number is 770-802-1200. Text me. Please let me know your name because I don't know everybody's number, and nobody's number is like saved on that line. So you have to text your name, and just let me know when, and we can set something up where we can link. What you think? So yeah, those are the options. Or you can just let me know. If you know me personally, we can link and we can talk about it and we can get something set up. So other than that, I want to go ahead and introduce our very first guest, Supreme. Hi, Supreme. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm blessed.
Amen.
Yourself, how you doing?
I'm good. Do you want to introduce yourself just with like your name, where you're from, and how old you are?
I'm Supreme. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. 33.
All right, and for those that do not know, Supreme is my husband. I did have to pull his hair, his teeth, his nails, his arms, and legs for him to come on, but he showed up, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm sure everyone else in the community is grateful to see a new face on the Sunday, on the Sunday program.
Yeah, yes.
um, so well, we're gonna go ahead and just dive into this week's episode. Supreme's journey is probably one of my favorite journeys. One of the most inspirational journeys that I've gotten to see like firsthand, like up close and personal. Um, Maybe what 9 years ago in 2016, yeah. In,
Yeah, 2016.
in
Yeah.
2016, Supreme went from like just living a normal life of a 24-year-old young man at the time, with plans for his life as anybody at that age would have. So pretty much just jumping off the porch in real
hmm
life into adulthood, and so he went from that average day-to-day life to possibly facing life in jail. Um, and so here it is 9 years later. Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself where you are now?
To be honest, I didn't. 9 years ago, I was facing a murder charge. In the state of South Carolina, a murder charge carried 30 years to life. So at minimum, I was facing 30 years at 24 years old. Um, so that was a lot. On the legal side, it wasn't looking really too good for me, But I know I had faith, I was innocent. I maintained my innocence, even to this day. God had the last say so.
Mm-hmm.
I got, found not guilty in that situation,
Yeah.
and I'm here today,
That's
Yeah.
yeah. And so, um, when you were in that space, like when that journey started for you, when you were in that space, did you think like that you would get another chance to live the life that you had planned for yourself prior to that happening?
No, no, my mind was all over the place. I didn't know what was in store for me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even outside of the legal aspect, you got street politics that comes with that.
Yeah.
So, dealing with the streets behind that was a lot,
Yeah.
and yeah, so
So prior to that happening, what plans did you have for yourself?
no. Prior to that, I was getting ready to start like literally 3 days, 2 3 days before that situation happened. I was getting ready to start my first day inside a welding school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, at that time, you know, I have an 8-year-old daughter. Now, at that time, her mother was 2 months pregnant with her.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying. Here I am. I'm 24 years old. I got a child that's on the way. I'm trying to get my stuff all the way together,
Right.
and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to welding school. Like, well, I have a history of welding. The high school I went to, Garrett Academy, which is a technological school where you have to choose a trade to attend that school, and I chose welding. And so I had experience with welding
Mm-hmm.
prior to that situation, and I was
Right.
like, okay, let me move forward. You know, After high school, so I went to Arc Labs Welding School, which is in North Charleston, South Carolina. It's a good school. If you're looking, anybody that want to get into the welding field, that's in that area, that local area. Arc Labs Welding School, they'll get you right. It's not a college where you got to go and attend. You got well, not it's not a college we have to like
Where you
do
have to
this
get
and that.
prerequisites before you get into the actual
Yeah,
trade,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
It's an actual welding school, so you go in there to learn how to weld. They
Right.
teach you how to weld. So, yeah, I was I enrolled in that, and I was getting ready to start that journey, and
Yeah.
then that happened.
It's so
You know,
crazy how, you have these plans for yourself and then it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm planning on doing this and instead this like you were
yeah.
forced to go on another down another road. And
hmm
so in that, what kept you going in that time?
Like I said, me learning that I'm about to be a father on
Mhm.
my first child, that kept me going, and you know, my mom, my mom, she wasn't to this very day. She supported me. Even my dad, long like my dad, which he's deceased now. God bless his soul. Them two, they kept me going. They was
Yeah.
like real life support.
Yeah.
You know, and then yeah.
So like mentally and emotionally, were you how did you like because I personally feel like in a time like that, I feel like I probably would have lost my mind, like where I would have been like, oh my god, like you were in jail for what, 28 months?
Yeah, 28 months.
Yeah.
I was in jail. Like I was literally questioning God. I was like, why? I kept asking why
Yeah.
almost every day. Like why me? Like what I did wrong? What I'm doing wrong? Like I
Right.
mean, hey, I'm about to be a father. I'm trying to. At that time, I always had a job. Had a nice job at the time. Making decent money
Right.
that I had prior to that situation. I was working there for like 3 years. So I'm like, what the hell I'm doing wrong? What I did wrong? I'm about to start school in 2 days. Like, what the hell? To
Yeah.
even further my career, like, but that's
So
what it is.
my next question is, so what were your thoughts when you came home? What was your mindset? What did you feel? Like what were you thinking when you came home? What were your plans?
So when I came home, first I was thinking like, I'm back out here in the street world,
Yeah.
Like I said, dealing with the street politics, like I said, if and this like it was maintaining like, how I'm going to survive, when you're facing a charge that severity,
Yeah.
it's a lot come with that.
Yeah.
You got adversaries, you got people that they eat the matter if you innocent or not,
Yeah.
and somebody lost their life in that situation, so you got people that
That they don't care what
they don't care.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, so I just like I know, but like I said, being away for 28 months, come a lot change,
Mhm.
being in the city of Charleston, South Carolina, a lot change. Like I said, I lost people in that time. I lost people. Like I said, I lost my dad, lost some cousins, lost some friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I lost people that I thought that were on my side
Mhm.
prior to that. Turn their back on me. So it was a lot. I didn't know who was with me or who was against me. So I
Yeah.
had to kind of like differentiate that. How do you say that word? Yeah, whatever. But
Yeah.
I kind of had to separate.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, when you came home, like finding work, like okay, so now you have a pending charge
hmm
at that time. So, how was it to find work? Like, where did you come home and you just jump back into welding, or like what did that look like for you, as with like that with those pending charges?
So I came home. And I applied for several different jobs.
Hmm.
Where with that type of charge pending, a lot of them folks looking like, no, you gotta get that situated. You gotta get
Right.
that. You gotta get that. You gotta be some type of disposition for that. Like I
Yeah.
mean, you can't talk about we about to hire you. You got a pending murder charge. And so
Yeah.
it was it
Was
was it
that
was
the
hard.
only thing on your record at the time? Just that?
And so I got released on bond for the murder charge, but I went in the trial for the murder charge and got acquitted, got found out guilty. But prior to that, I had another felony that I was fighting prior to that.
Hmm.
That was still on my record, which was kind of like biting me in the ass.
Hmm.
So I kind of had to explain that situation, which it wasn't nothing crazy. The charge itself was kind of severe, looking from the outside looking in, but it wasn't really nothing for real.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I got tired of them people telling me no, 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 no. So, at that point, I went to welding school, went back to welding school, and really lock in. I completed welding school and I got certified. I'm advanced welder, and at that point, I'm like, okay, y'all not gonna be telling me no more. So now, when they look at it on paper, looking at black and white, I'm like, okay, he's certified to do this. So
Yeah.
things change. I
Yeah.
kind of control it. I put myself in a situation where I control the dynamics
Right.
of my life.
Yeah. And so, I think what my question really was like, so at that point, so you had the other charge, and that was a felony charge.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
So as a felon, was it hard? Is it hard in the welding in your welding career? Is it hard to get a job, or like is it?
No, it's not. It's not hard. No, like I tell people to this day, being a welder, it's a marvelous trade, because for one, um, it's family friendly. Two, long as it's metal, any type of metal being made in the world, you have a job. It's
Right.
very high demanding.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody need welders. I mean, welders are one of the main, I'm gonna say, constructors of structural work.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's a good trade to get into, for real, for real.
So speaking of where you are now, did you see yourself after you got out? Did you see yourself getting into a relationship and having a child with someone that already had 6 children?
Hell no, hell no. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
You did.
Hell no. Like us,
What
no.
happened?
Like I said, I mean, everything happens for a reason. God, he got to say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't see it. I didn't see myself. But you know, at the end of the day, you get into these situations, and things might
Yeah.
might go in directions where you may not see.
Yeah.
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 So
You just kind
yeah,
of
I
go
got
with the
to
flow, yeah?
go with the flow. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I got I met a solid one, and you solid.
Oh,
Yeah,
so sweet.
yeah.
So, what keeps you going now?
My family,
Yeah.
my family, and the ones that I lost along the journey. My family and my loved ones that I lost, that was with me before they, perished. Like I said, my dad, my brother, my sister. Yeah, and like I said, my family, all that keeps me going.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, if any advice, what would you say to somebody that is currently in the shoes that you were in 9 years ago, or somebody that maybe just somewhere in on that same journey that you're on, where maybe they're discouraged by being told no for a job, or and so forth and so on. Like at any someone that is at any place that you were in on that journey, what would you say to them? What advice would you give to them?
I would say, stay focused and don't have faith. At the end of the day, you control your own destiny. Despite with you, whatever you've been through, legal on the legal side, at the end of the day, you still you can control that.
Yeah.
Long as you not just outside just doing this and doing that, racking up charges and just out there just
Yeah.
run around with a
Yeah.
like a chicken with the head cut off.
Yeah.
You good. Just do the right thing. Like I said, I got tired of them telling me no. Oh, you got this going on. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to welding school and I'm gonna get certified.
Right.
It's in black and white. So now I'm in a situation now where if I want to get a job, I gotta go take a weld test. I pass the weld test, I got a job. I fail the weld test, then try again, back to the drawing board.
Right.
So anybody that been in my shoes, just because you got a failing, you know, but just because you got a felony, my bad, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean life over. I mean, like I said, it
Right.
all depends on what type of failing you have. But
Right.
depending on what type of job you're trying to apply for.
Right.
You know, certain felonies, they might be like, you know, they ain't rocking with that. But for the most part, you know, you have the control. You control your own destiny.
Yeah.
You do that.
So basically, I want to say what my takeaway from you sharing your journey, and thank you again, because this is the first time you've ever like really gone like really like publicly talked about it, and so I think I think that what I got from it is that you did not give up, even though you were in a dark place and you didn't see what was next for you. You just kept trying. And so, not losing hope was definitely one of the biggest things for you. And one of the most admirable things about you is that you don't make excuses, because I feel like in that journey there were a lot of opportunities for you to make an excuse and say, hey, well, you know what, I don't have a job because of my record. And which, like, at the end of the day, somebody might look at it as a valid excuse. I mean, 40 people just told me no, but so I gave up. And so instead of giving up, you kept trying, and did other things to make yourself more valuable because the odds were against you, with the record that you had. So my takeaway, like I said, is just don't give up and don't make excuses.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut you off for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, because this kind of catapulting on what you're saying right now. Like back when I was in that situation when I was incarcerated, like, it was a lot against me. Like I had, people making up false stories, saying this, and one of the things that was kind of at one point detrimental to my, my mental health, because my lawyer was, I felt like he didn't have my best interest at the time, because he was telling me something that wasn't true on a legal side,
Yeah.
So he was telling me that pretty much that, if I went to trial, we was to go to trial, I might have got found guilty because of it was such thing as this type of law at the
Right.
time. And I'm like, how you telling me this this don't exist? And I got 4 or 5 case laws
Yeah.
that my situation that's telling me, that I'm innocent. So it's like that was kind of hard, because at this
Yeah.
point I trust you.
Right.
You defending me, but you
Right.
telling me this, So,
Yeah.
but through it all, I still have faith. I still maintain my innocence. I'm like, okay, well, you telling me this, I had to get him out of here. I had to fire him and then find another lawyer. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I said that to say, like, at the end of the day, it's all about faith.
Yeah.
It's all about faith. Like I tell people, just keep faith. Despite what you're going through, just you gotta fight through it. You gotta fight. I stand firm. I'm a warrior. Like I tell my peoples, they know, I'm an all-purpose guy.
Yeah.
And I stand on that. So yeah, yeah. So you can go back and do your my bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you for piggybacking off of what I said, and just going a little bit more into detail. I do appreciate that. Definitely, like I said, you not giving up, we wouldn't have been where we are now. So I appreciate that. And so I'm sure your mom and I'm sure your dad also and your sister are proud of you and how far you've come and the man that you've become, because you didn't give up, you didn't make excuses, you didn't lay down and die. Because it's so easy to do that when you're in a place that's dark, and so regardless of what the change may have been. So even if you didn't, even if it's somebody else, and I'm just talking to the community right now, even if it's somebody else, it's something else. So you may have had plans to do whatever it is that you wanted to do, and everything didn't go as planned, and you may have fell into a dark place. It's not too late to get up. So when something knocks you down, it's not too late. I mean, you don't have to lay down and die. You can fight, and you don't have to give up, and you can, even though you might not see the light at the end of the tunnel, because here Supreme was incarcerated for 28 months. That's more than enough time to say, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna just let my fate be. I'm gonna let somebody else call my fate, and say what's gonna happen with my life. And so take control of your life. Keep control of your life. Nobody has, don't allow anybody to have that power over you. Regardless of what it looks like. If you believe in yourself, if you believe that you can do it, if you believe that there's more for you, then you can have that. And so, I really like like I said, your journey is a very admirable journey, one of my favorite, and I'm glad that I get to watch it firsthand to see like where you came from and where you are now, because meeting you and re-meeting you, because we knew each other since middle school. And so I'm the girl with the 6 kids. I'm the girl with the 6 kids, and I got out of a dark place where I just had gotten separated, and I just was like, you know what, there's no need to get in a relationship again. This is just crazy, blah blah blah. And so here I am, I'm married. And so with my 6 kids plus 1, because we had another one, and then I have my bonus daughter, my stepdaughter, and so I have more love to spread, because you didn't give up on your journey and I didn't give up on mine. So coming back, but we both meeting each other both in a dark place, and we didn't jump into a relationship right away. We just kind of took our time into that. But sometimes you have to just go with the flow, you just never know what's going to happen. You might have plans for yourself that don't work out and don't go to plan, and so as that happens,
God's timing.
Yeah, stay encouraged, stay stay in your faith, whatever you believe in, whoever you pray to. I'm sure that if you pray or believe in anything, if you don't, then believe in yourself. There's more for you, and there is a way for you to reach that better version of yourself. But you have to want that for yourself. Do you agree, Sabrina?
Yes, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well said.
Thank you. And so, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you again, Supreme, for getting on. Guys.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
And guys, if you'd like to be a guest, this is what it looked like. All Supreme had to do was download an app. You can delete the app after it's finished. And then I can send you the video so you can watch it. And let me know what you think. But now I'll do some editing and we'll go ahead and get you on. So thank you for being our first guest. I look forward to having you again at some point. Now that I got you a little comfortable.
Yeah, because you listen. I don't do this right here. I ain't trying to talk. Like I tell them, how they'll say it. I ain't got no rap.
Yeah.
I got no rap. But
well, thank you for having some rap. And again, you guys, stay encouraged. I hope that this episode helps someone. If it does, please give feedback. I like to give a little homework throughout the week. Guys, if you can let me know a time where you found yourself making plans for yourself and you just kind of fell into a dark place, let me know. Let's talk about it. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday for Talk About It Thursday. It's available. It's going to be available for you guys at 6 a.m. And yeah, we're out. Love you guys.
Feel like I'm superhuman. Lifestyle that show the move. Said I changed, you never knew me. Every pain and perks abusing. Section 8 whole block was true. Yeah. Respirator, my dog was losing. Never said you moving on. Shit. And I'm like, how'd you do it? I'm from that land, King Joffrey Jr. Wish to play wherever sooner. I'm too advanced, yeah, I'm the future.